Hello, everyone. Welcome to all of you for this series of learning sessions. And today I'm here to present one of the important topic, which many a times when I deal with parents or I sit for counseling, I come across that how to prepare for the transition program, how to prepare the children when they are 14, 16 years and moving from school program and planning and designing that what should be the curriculum for the child, for them to take it ahead for a job, for a vocational training, what kind of readiness is important and is required. So today's session is on that, and I'm going to share my screen. Yes, I think it is visible for everyone. So the topic which I am taking today is the readiness towards vocational engagement for a purposeful living. Before starting that, a brief about myself. My name is Sumana Dutta, and I am having masters in special education needs and inclusion. And I have done it from University of Northampton, as well as I have done my autism, special education in autism spectrum, which is from Rehabilitation Council of India. I'm also a certified arts-based therapist, and I'm the founder managing trustee of Akshadhaa Foundation. And in this process, I am also leading the program for the vocational training unit, and they are what is going to be their program, whether they are in academic curriculum based or they are life skill and functional academics curriculum based. So that is my brief profile. My mail ID is given over here, as well as my phone number. So if anyone wants to reach me, you are most welcome. The flow of the session, of course, I would start with knowing that what is life skill training and why it is important before everything or before thinking of the transition or the vocational training or employment readiness, why it comes before everything. How to structure a work environment. So when we think about vocational training or engagement, there is the necessity comes that we also structure the work environment, how we can do that. What are the different employment models are available or we are working on or the research is going on. And the next coming that transition towards vocational engagement, how we can move them towards that. And at the end, we will have a summary of the topic. So seeing that life skill and its importance, I always consider, I always tell the parents that life skill is something which you should not be waiting for the child to become 16 years and then you will be starting. Life skill is something which should go parallelly, whether the child is in a inclusive school, whether the child is an alternative school, child is in special school, or child is going through homeschooling program. It should be one of the integral part of the curriculum, what you are making for the child, which we call individual education plan. When a child with special needs, life skill actually comprises of many important elements, which the child might need time. It may not be that we know that when it comes to children with autism or intellectual challenges, certain topics, certain tasks, it takes time for them. They need to experience, they need to have hand holding, and it takes time for them to gradually master that area. So it is also important that from the very beginning, the child's, which we start with the ADL, activities of daily living for a child, actually it comprises and it grows slowly towards building the life skill, because gradually, bit by bit, elements should be incorporated into it. So what is life skill? It's a set of skills which is preparing a person for an independent living, because that is the only final solution, final outcome, which every parent, every professional wants to see in that child, right? So it is not only looking of oneself, though it starts with that. It first says that you take care of yourself first. You be independent to handle or to address your own needs first. But it goes from there and it goes and spread more and more. It is also actually, how you are able to engage in an environment, whether the environment is a family environment, whether it is an extended family, whether you are in a, you are in a school environment, how you are also taking small responsibilities. You are able to be a productive member, participant in the house, as well as the different environments where you are part of. So we have to remember it is more than just being able to wear a t-shirt. Uh, any job employment is impossible without proper life skill readiness, because when we do the job mapping, the skill training is one element for that particular job. But before that, a majority, almost 60% of it holds that how much life skill preparation the person is having. As I say, that it should be part of the curriculum from the very young age, and it involves a set of life skills, and you have to, the child should learn, child should get an opportunity to explore at different environments. It has to have a consistent practice. That means if the demand is the child has learned this, or child should be able to do this. For example, if we say that child has learned how to fill a bottle and have a control of the water tap or the water filter, and close the bottle and close the lid and keep it in place. If this is one simple example I'm taking, if the child has learned this task, whether in a therapy setup, for example, or at home, there has to be a consistent practice. That means the child should get more and more opportunity to do that. If father has asked, the bottle is empty, can you better fill up the bottle and bring it to me? Or is that every day when I come back from school, there are set of bottles are there which I need to fill. That is my routine. Or whenever the bottles are empty, actually I am supposed to fill those bottles and keep it in place. So that means not only learning the skill and stopping over there is not the key game. It has to have a consistent practice, and it has to incorporate in the daily life, so that we know that this can become a skill for a person in the later days. Maybe the person is a support staff in an office, or a back-end office, or a back-end cafeteria. You never know where, how you are going to connect these skills and building the independence for the person. Now, if you see the life skill training, the circles, first, what you're able to see in the middle, it is talking about your own self. That means the child is in the center circle, where it is my mind, my own self, and my body. First is the bringing independence of myself. Okay, what are the things are coming into here? How to take care of my own body needs, knowing my body needs, dressing and grooming self, my emotional needs, when I'm happy, when I'm conscious, when I'm having anxiety, when I want to have something, but then maybe I'm finding things are not happening the way I am looking for, I'm wanting to. Can I talk? Can I ask for a reason? Can I go for a problem solving? So everything, how I handle, how my self-regulation of my emotional needs is. Or is that when the anxiety is striking me, I am just making my world upside down. My environment can't handle me. So handling emotional needs, tools for survival of self. Okay. So when it comes to self, uh, when day to day, there are so many things I need to do for my survival, whether it's making my bed, whether, seeing that my dirty clothes will go to the laundry, or whether I got a hurt, I have to ask for a medicine or ointment. If there are small, small elements come into that. Own hygiene, own safety, whether how I'll be holding the bowl when I'm taking it out from the microwave. Should I hold a clothes? Should I hold a gloves while taking it out? My own hygiene, during particular time when I am grown up and I'm a boy, I might have to use deodorant. I'm a girl, I might have to, take care of my, myself, or cleaning myself when I have my monthly cycle. So everything comes under, own hygiene. Organizing skill. We are going for a small trip tomorrow. Do I know what all things I need to carry? My brush, my regular everyday medicine, my dresses, my night dresses, some common stuff which I need in a day. Can I organize? Can I make my backpack? So this is talking about knowing my need, understanding my need, and planning towards it. The next circle is talking about the family. How once I am ready, or once I am having a quite a good amount of independent skill with myself, next I am going to be a contributing member for the family. That means being a productive member, helping them in daily house chores. Maybe I'm helping in the kitchen, in the back end kitchen. Maybe I am supposed to, as I told, I'm supposed to feed the pet every day, morning and evening. Maybe I am supposed to take care of my pet, giving it bath. Maybe I'm supposed to bring the milk from and keep the milk coupon, and every day morning I'm supposed to bring it back. So what the family expects from me: complete daily chores, okay, in a day, maybe mopping, dusting the room, taking care of my own room, making my bed. There are so many areas where my daily chores involve, and taking responsibility at home. Next circle is coming the work, okay. So once I'm a productive member in the family also can expect, and I'm also expecting to go third circle, where I am going outside the environment, where I am becoming a productive member at workplace. I am earning my livelihood. And also I'm having, I have pragmatic communication. That means with a manager, with my immediate, supervisor, I can ask for problem solving. If I am delayed to complete my work, I can ask for extended time. I know the discipline. I know that, okay, that I have to maintain the time, how to be polite, or how to communicate with my seniors or with my colleagues at the workplace. These are all coming under pragmatic communication. And of course, that how I am connecting with the outer environment. Uh, Last circle you are seeing that is talking about the community. So workplace, and the last, a large holistic, where it is open-ended, the how I am participating in the community, how I may be a member of a football club. I might be a member of the local club where I go for playing carom with my few of my friends. So I am engaging myself with the community. So the life skill actually transition happens stage by stage, and the circle gets bigger and bigger. Important factors of teaching the life skill. So when, what is the idea that we are targeting that achieve maximum independence? If you ask, there is a list. Definitely, I would say that the list is actually endless. Today, I might say, consider myself that I am quite independent in my life skill. But there might be, definitely, there are some tasks, some areas where I might not be so independent. Like I might have my engagement with the community, but if I see another person, handling or be a part of the stockbroking, okay, those, the people who do the in the stock market, I might see, oh my God, I still this part of learning I have not got. So I'm not that independent, and I need, I'll be requiring a lot of guidance over there. Similarly, if someone has, never moved out, gone abroad, and the first time the person is planning to go abroad, the person might feel that my life skill is not enough because I don't know how to go for immigration, how to, apply for visa. That means my independent skill is again challenged and I am going to learn. So there is no list of getting independence or getting my life skill. As I grow with my age, my maturity, my cognitive functioning, my life skill, slowly the list gets bigger and bigger for any human being. But for our children, what we do that we try to prepare them that, okay, the essential skills to live an independent life, they have to get it. And that is what actually the life skill is meant for. Life skill also tells that you cannot teach these skills by only telling or by only dictating, giving a lecture. They might get it theoretically, but they might not know how to execute it. So the best way is that you have to guide them practically. They need to have a real situation where they can get a practice and also repeated practice, which can help them to master that skill. As well as there is a structured methodology is very important. That means the task might look very big, very difficult, very complex. But if we do a proper task analysis, whether it's a parent, caregiver, or a trainer, or a special educator who is working with the student, the person, if a proper breaking down of that complex task can be done, explained, giving a very realistic expectation for the person to do that much and gradually moving ahead, that is the always the best solution. There are different techniques are there which we call in a language of special education, that whether it's chaining, backward chaining, forward chaining. Maybe the people who are listening this, they will be able to connect, but I will not go deep into this because otherwise this will become a very lengthy discussion. uh, Visual schedule, having a pictorial to-do list, having a written to-do list based on the person's functioning, based on the first person's comprehension ability. It always gives them the cue, okay, that what is my next step, what I am expecting, what I am moving forward. Okay, so visual schedule has a very big role into it. Role play, social stories, these all are actually some of the ways we can build up life skill. And again, I would say that it should start it from very early stage, whether the child is going to any whatever kind of schooling program, it doesn't matter. Some of the essential life skill list is here. Daily living task, meal preparation. That means if one day my maid is absent in the house, mama is not well, mama is having fever, that means I will be hungry full day. Do I have an understanding? Do I know the orientation of the kitchen? Can I have a milk and maybe cornflakes, at least something, so that I am not hungry? If dosa batter is there, can I make a dosa? Do I know how to on the gas or on the induction? Do I know which tawa would go for the induction? So you can see meal preparation seems only a task. But when you break it down, you know that there are so much amount of organizing skill is important for the person with special needs to make a final dosa and eat it, right? So meals preparation in itself, it's a domain. Financial literacy, that means money handling, knowing the concept of money. If I'm buying a biscuit and the price is telling 65, even if I can't give exact change, do I know that if I have 50 rupees, I cannot buy an item of 65 rupees. I need to have a bigger money, whether 100 rupees or something. So money concept is also connected with budget, knowing what I have and within that limit, what I can purchase. Computer skills, okay, leisure skill build up, social involvement, shopping skill, functional reading, functional maths. These all are part of life skills. Many times parents think that life skill means it is not academics. Life skill means only wearing t-shirt, tying shoelace, or cooking, or cutting vegetables. Sorry. you are talking about only one small chunk of it. You are not thinking a holistic way life skill. Reading, numerical ability, everything is coming under life skill. Even watching, seeing a clock, knowing that, okay, 5 o'clock my class, now 3 o'clock, I have 2 hours. What I can do in these 2 hours, everything comes under life skill. Your whole cognitive understanding, organizing, planning your day, everything is under life skill. Leisure skill build up. Many times parents say that, how it is possible, ma'am, 24 hours being behind the child and working for the child. I know it is difficult. And that is why building life's leisure skill from the beginning, step by step, so that at least the child knows that I can engage myself for 10 minutes, and gradually moving it towards where I can engage myself, even if half an hour I'm maybe waiting to in a doctor's cabin, or maybe mom is busy, mom is cooking, and my work is over. Can I do something which we call the leisure skill builder? It doesn't mean that only phone play has to be a leisure skill builder. Only YouTube play has to be a leisure skill builder. There are so many elements when we say that how you build your own hobby, how you build your interest, right? How you do, maybe doing mandala coloring is a leisure skill if the child loves to, sit with colors and, paints, brushes. So this is also one of the important element, because there will not be people to direct them 24/7 by 7, okay, for each and every aspect throughout the day. It is not possible. Some of the pictures I am sharing with you, that, when it comes to cleaning the household, furniture cleaning, or, cleaning small cloths and hand towels, laundry work, these are all, when you say, yes, these children can learn this letter also, life is still there. No, I would like to tell those parents that when you take the children for occupational therapy and you go for a 45-minute session, you spend time and you see that occupational therapist is working on hand function, finger movement, pincer grasp, whole hand grasp, finger pressure, everything is actually included when you are targeting your home environment, or you are targeting those benefits or those areas of development, and bringing the child in the home environment and making them engage. What is the purpose of occupational therapy? Occupational therapy is not saying that till the time the child become adult, they should come to the occupational therapy unit. No, you see, many places therapists say after 14, after 16, it is difficult, and they don't want to enroll these children in the occupational therapy unit. Why? Because that is the time occupational therapy's job is to stimulate those areas, but ideally, how a person, with developmental delays, slowly, gradually, moves from the therapeutic department to the life areas, life domains, and gets settled. That is the whole purpose of occupational therapy. How the therapy is preparing you for the different occupation, different engagement of life. So when you say, why I'm talking about hand towel cleaning, it is a towel, but then I can use it in the washing machine, correct? Many houses, we have washing machine and we do it. But when a small towels, a small, kitchen, wiping cloths, they are cleaning, you are using bilateral coordination. You are using this, when you say that, okay, opposite direction movement, your finger grip, your pressure, strength, focus, completion of tasks, everything. There are a list of benefits or goals can be targeted through these household chores. When you say laundry, understanding if this is my space and I have given my big cloth, there is a small space beside. I can put my small cloth over there. What it is targeting? It is helping the child being more organized, visually analyze, and building up the, your cognitive processing, that I have still some cloths left. I cannot put it on the ground. I need to somewhere adjust them on the same cloth rack. Can I do that? So there are immense amount or immense number of benefits and goals which you can target, which actually preparing the person for life, and you can target through home chores, starting with home chores: mopping the floor, making bed, kitchen help, okay, cleaning utensils, arranging those utensils in the rack properly, knowing when we do the color sorting or bead sorting when the child is age of 5, when you are going in the kitchen age of 12 or 9 years or 10 years, the child is knowing that same sorting where the cups is to have this area, small plates are in this, bigger plates are into this, the bowls are into this drawer or rack. Actually you are bringing uh, that sorting skill into life skill area. Now, if when you say that structured working environment, how why it is required that there should be a structure when these children are involved in life skill. So if you can see the picture, it is a training unit of Akshadhaa Foundation. In the housekeeping unit, there is it is showing that a list of items you have to carry when you are preparing yourself to go for your cleaning job. That means you should have your gloves, apron, slipper, or you should have your broom, or your dustpan. So that means everything you need to carry, and you go for your work. It is reminding you visually. You don't have to always buy this thing. So it's just giving a cue. Similarly, if you see the other side where the arranging it is all training unit pictures, which I'm showing here, just to give an idea, if a person wants to start and how you can start these areas. Sorting the dresses. So dresses came out from drying, folding happened, the person has to sort which are the pants, which are the half pant, which are the inners, which are ones that, the underwears or t-shirt, and this can get segregated and can go in the cupboard. If they forget, can be some cue by words, cues can be given by pictures. So this is one of the example of simple structured working environment. In the kitchen, I am now moving. If you see that making sandwich. So that idea is that the person will be making grilled sandwich, cheese sandwich. What are the things you should carry or you should look for, whether you have or not, before you sit for making the sandwich? Kitchen hygiene, that knowing do's and don'ts. When you are in the kitchen, in the cooking process, something you cannot do. You cannot put your finger in the mouth. You cannot lick the food in between. You cannot put your hand in your finger in your nose, because you are preparing meal, and that meal is going to be taken by you or by family members, or if you are in a workplace, there may be other members as well. So there are certain things which are not acceptable. So these cues also help them to get an idea, to remind themselves what I should stop myself from doing. The third one you can see where it is, making a simple lemon tea, but a process, the steps of the recipe is actually given in a pictorial way, which makes a person easy or remember, okay, next is this, next is this, next is this, and I can complete my cooking. Well, some of the examples are given. Of course, there are many things are possible and we are doing, but this will give you an idea of what we say structured working environment. And what is the maximum benefit? What is the highest benefit from having this structured environment? You are actually stopping the verbal reminder. You are completely stopping the verbal prompting, which is the most difficult prompt to remove from a person's life. We see that the person knows it. He knows how to do it, but every step looks for a cue, looks for a reminder, or mother will say, next what? Yes, correct. Next, think. You are actually making the person prompt dependent, which is again not saying that, of course, if the person is having a high prompt dependency, you cannot expect independence in the workplace. So if you are targeting independence, The structured working environment is only the key. Some more examples of having the how the housekeeping area, it is again in Akshadhaa Foundation Vocational Training Unit, how the housekeeping materials and environment is being placed and set with the proper structuring, with the queue, having to-do list. If I am the person going for it, what is my daily chores? Today's task is going to be, everything is been displayed so that the students can follow it. Again, you can see that laying the table at the very young, it's a transition program level where the child is learning how to set a dining table, and the placemats are giving a cue. And this is also one of the example of structured environment. Learning shopping step by step. So initially maybe having few items and transaction of that item with money of 10 rupees, 5 rupees, 20 rupees, gradually moving from there to the supermarket, which is the mock supermarket, where the person is carrying a list of items which he has to buy, and he is picking up that item from the aisle. So which are the household items, toiletries, confectionery, stationery, cosmetics. They are able to know that each aisle name is this and this called this. Third stage, it is going that where I am knowing how it is to sell, to be holding the shop. So if a person is buying 3-4 items, I have to calculate together the amount. I have to ask for the amount. The person will give the money. I have to see whether I received correctly or not. And I have to hand over the items. So the shopping skill, whether I am shopping it, I am purchasing, or I am selling, there are step-by-step learning is possible. And this is some of the examples, the way it happens at Akshadhaa Foundation. Participation, important, which you call I was talking about the social participation. Okay, leisure skill development, playing with friends, having a house party, having a potluck among ourselves. These everything are so important, bringing their readiness, waiting for my turn, sharing and eating, controlling my self-regulation, controlling myself, my emotions, that I am so excited after seeing so many foods. But I cannot just go and grab it. We all have to take plate. We have to share for each other. I need to serve myself on my tray, on my plate. I cannot directly start eating from the, serving bowls. So there are so many areas of learning, social, participation learning, which can be possible. Now I'm moving towards the different employment models. What are the different employment models we are working at present? One is that preparing the person for open employment. That means, can we place the person in a local business, company, or, industry? Candidates, work there, they will be working with a regular workforce. They might get a support of a job coach, or they might not. And the environment over there is less accommodating. Of course, there will be some modifications for the candidate, but of course, as it is an open employment, the accommodations definitely would be lesser, where the person with special needs need to, have a good amount of self-regulation, quite a moderate amount of verbal and communication skill, problem solving ability, able to manage the difficult or the problem situations, and handle commuting to the workplace, either by self, or someone from the family has to have that, yes, that every day in time, the person should be reaching to the workplace. So this is the open employment model. Sheltered or supported employment is talking about that, where the candidates who require higher support, or they need a structured environment, okay, for them to be productive. The environment also have to be accommodating. That means if we know that the person need a periodical breaks, cannot work for longer duration, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes, after that the person have to have a break, whether it's a kinesthetic break, physical break, or a what do you call that? A leisure break. That means that environment is accommodating, environment has a structure, environment knows the candidate and preparing the environment so that with that a support, uh, the student or the person is able to regulate self. And some days may be good days, some days may be bad days. So if the day I am not in a good mood, I might be given a little respite, I might not be handling my day to day what is have been assigned to me. That means the environment is more accommodating. And if I need a job coach, if I need a support, I'll be getting it. Okay. And the people over there, they who are working or supporting me, they understand my challenge, they know it, and they are they are knowledgeable, they're aware of this problem. So this is the sheltered or supported employment model. One more model which I have not enlisted here, and we are also trying to work and develop this, which is called the wage employment. That means you are taking an assignment, whether it is a production, whether it is the IT industry, IT based, or it is a some uh, items you are manufacturing. And it doesn't matter whether you're working from home or you are sitting and working in a office or in a supported employment workstation. It is up to you. That means you are assigned with 200 these items to be prepared. You can make it, you can follow the timeline, and you have to maintain the quality of the item, and it can come back to and receive at the place where by the due date you should be delivering. And that is it, and you are getting your salary or your money based on your the work you have done. So whether you're doing in the morning, whether you're doing in the evening, doesn't matter. So you have to only follow the guidelines and you have to complete and submit your assignment. That is another one, which is a wage employment, which is also building up and we are working towards it. So when we talk about workplace readiness, there are different areas of workplace readiness. As you can see, personal management, home management, communication and social skills. This readiness would tell you or give you guidelines that what kind of employment might be fitting for you, whether it is open employment, supported employment, or a wage employment. So starting with that grooming and your independent living, your hygiene, your safety skill, adding on, your how you like if you have to reach at 9 o'clock, your home management skill has to be really good because you need to prepare yourself, you need to have your food, and no matter what, you need to be reaching 9 o'clock at your workplace. Correct? Communication and social skill, as I told, okay, is also important. If I need to talk to my supervisor, if I need to share the problem which happened and because of which my production got delayed, I or somewhere I need support and I need to, request for it. If I need a leave, I need to talk to multiple supervisor maybe. So communication and social skill is also important. Safety and security, functional literacy, independent level, how much independence I achieve in my work, in my skill. These are also very, very important. When we talk about independent skill, it is my readiness towards work, my accepting the work, compliance to the rules and guidelines. I know that finishing my assignments and submission is important. I have taken a responsibility. Do I have that sense of job responsibility? I am working in an assembly line work where I am doing one part of it. And once I complete, then only this can go to my next team member to complete the next part of it. That means, am I able to work in a team? So these are the a couple of important areas where we follow a checklist. There's a very detailed checklist is there, which we prepare them and we make that job mapping, we call it, for workplace readiness. Next coming community and mobility, how much how much mobile I am, okay, independent commuting from one place to another, and then Can I go to my familiar places, at least from my home to to my, maybe my relative or my friend's house nearby? Uh, do I know that if I have to travel and if I have to take an auto, do I know that route? Okay, some traffic jam, the auto got, got stuck. And do I know the route, how to reach over there, knowing the direction? Health and well-being, self-advocacy, knowing my own medication, knowing my own problem. Okay, if I having diabetic issue, I should know that even if this is the routine, but I have to do this. I have to eat a bit now because my insulin level might, be a challenge. So how much I'm aware of my own health and my own well-being. Do I have a fitness regime, okay, which I follow? Do I go for a walk? Do I do some gym exercises? Self advocacy. Do I know what are my rights? Am I aware of my challenges, where my difficulty is? Can I explain to the person that this is this? So be empathetic, be realistic, and understand me. So this all part of the self advocacy. I also need to raise my voice against oppression. If someone is demanding wrongly, and someone is actually treating me wrongly, I need to raise voice. I should know the proper authority channel where I should be putting my complaint, or should I put my concern at least to them. So these are all a part of self advocacy. So now I'm coming to that, what are usually the concerns or challenges we have seen the people with intellectual or developmental disabilities challenges they face. Is number one is the communication challenge. They are one of the major issue. Social behavioral challenge, self-regulation, very low self-regulation, or some time of the day, some days of the month, I might be having a drastic mood swing or changes in my behavior, which definitely can be a concern. My physical safety or the safety of the other person. If I don't have proper self-regulation, I might be harming others. I might be getting destructive to the environment, and damaging the items, pushing my teammates. Definitely, that is a security concern, and which can be a challenge. A higher requirement of manpower, because they, to handle them, to guide them, to be someone as a job coach, they need someone to, giving them individualistic attention. That means the requirement of manpower is high. Uh, some of them, they might need constant on job assistant. And productivity also, many times we see that it is limited. That means if the neurotypical person is giving this much, maybe the productivity, if it is very, very low, companies always look for the profit. Companies doesn't want to go for loss. So there might be modification, adaptations, or the whatever supports are needed. But if the productivity is low, where company cannot, might have a issue with, with that. So we have seen that these are the challenges when we do the job mapping of for an individual with special needs. Open employment becomes a challenge for those people, where these areas, if these areas are of a huge or bigger concern. So the transition towards a vocational engagement, how it can be that first, whether it being a parent or a life skill trainer or a vocational trainer, identify the strengths of that individual and the specific interest areas. Once you have done that, you are actually moving or guiding the person towards the transition program. That means how the individual education plan should be. It should be a combination of life skill, hand function, self-regulation, and I am preparing the person for the transition. Then moving towards work skill training. That means we are also building the work behavior, okay, independent work, work training, organizing skill, following to-do list, everything coming that, in the work skill training. With the work skill training, the person is moving towards how, with that, my training, and my learning, I also need to have an exposure. That means simulated work training setup where I am using the same tools, but the environment is helping me to have that how to have a work expectation, how to work on the productivity, okay, and accuracy and maintaining the production. So simulated work training setups are very, very important for that. And from there, the person can move towards real workplace or internship. So where the internship can give them exposure of that particular skill in that industry, and it can also give that, can I sustain that upward skill, and can I from there upgrade my skill set and slowly can earn my livelihood. So this is one of the broad map that how the moving towards planning for a transition towards a vocational engagement should be, should look like. Some examples of pictures, as you can see, there is a open employment models pictures I have given. Some of the places where the with that we are seeing them, they are working in the open, in department store, in grocery stores, and then there's a packaging industry. You can see here it's talking about Shashi and Rohit working in a pantry boys in Microsoft, that is back end cafeteria in pantry. Then this Nitya is working as an in PCB assembly line. Then you can see open employment some more in the floor assistant at Star Bazaar. Then where we have our students who have been we got a job, like Naveen is working in the back-end cafeteria of ANZ Bank. Then Satvik from Akshadhaa Foundation, he has got a job in Himalayas, in Himalayan packaging unit. So you can see how the work he is doing step by step, and is assembly line model where I was telling that I am working with another group of members where my part I have to do, so that once my part is complete, the next person of my team can take the next part of it. So you can see the video how in the assembly line packaging area this boy is working. This machine is coming with the printing, and he's keeping those. There's a certain up and down and corners which should be kept together similarly, and he is keeping that way so that all things are visible, and you can see. Yes. Simulated a work environment, some examples I'm giving. It is, you can see that in the this is the simulated area of the department store where different aisles are made, where the candidate is knowing where I need to keep what. So what is toiletries, what is cosmetics, which will go in the stationery area, confectionery area. I need to segregate, I need to know the item, and I need to know the aisle also when I am keeping it. So this is the, and here you can see this boy is actually, doing the scanning of the barcode and doing it. So this is the part of the retail training course, and this is the simulated work environment. This is the another work setup of digital printing, where the handling the photocopier machine, last sublimation machine, then there is a lamination machine, ID card making machines, printing. These are the units are also again one of the simulated work place where the students getting step by step learning for how to carry out this task. This is a supported employment where you can see, one second, here I am showing. some of the examples of supported employment where they are they're working, they're learning, as well as they are working in the production department, in the vocational setup, whether it's the chocolate making, packing chocolates, and you can see that making tea candles, a large production of tea candles making, and then packing the tea candles boxes, cylinder candles, and usually during Diwali time, throughout the whole year, actually, the production meat comes. This goes for sale, goes for different outlets, and specifically Diwali time, that packing the dry fruits and then sealing and doing the final packaging. So these are some of the areas you can see, making the paper bags, making paper bags ready. And then you can see that these usually go to the hopcoms. So regular basis, the paper bags are getting ready. Then is coming that these are the hand designer paper bags, handmade paper bags, which is again the large production model where continuously throughout the year, you can see it is an assembly line model. Someone is pasting, someone is putting the thread, someone is punching the tool holes, okay, bookmarks making. So you can see the different products as it is getting ready. And so idea is that in the assembly line model, idea is that when I was talking about that supported employment, in that the person's interest, the person's strength, and you are putting the person in that area. You are putting the person to be engaged so that you can expect the maximum productivity and you can design that everyone is being engaged. So that is the benefit of having working in a supported employment model, because the people, they know your challenges, they know what kind of modification is required, and they know how to place you so that the maximum production can be achieved. Some more are gardening area, maintaining the garden, making saplings, repotting, going for the final plant when it is going to the final planters and going for sale. Then knowing that holding a tuck shop. This is the retail training only. It is under the retail training, how you manage a shop and you are actually handling the customer. You are getting the to know the calculation of mixed denomination of money, and you are able to handle that money in cash, and you can give the balance back. So everything coming under it. Grain packing, then again, packing of the different ingredients, different items, raw materials of the garden, holding the stall and selling items, explain the people the need, the item price, the quantity, the quality of the item, or what you can use, how you can use. Everything is a part of the learning, as well as making them engaged. And through this, of course, they are showing their work behavior, work tenacity, long hours, long duration of being attentive and being yourself available for the job. And these are also giving you the salary. Some of the business models of supported employment model, which has been initiated by parents, is yes, the car washing model in Florida, Aditi's Corner, which is, the Aditi is a girl with Down syndrome and her cafe is running in Mumbai. So what is summary, we have spoken till now, that it is always important that we understand the child first. We set a clear expectation. What is the goal we're trying to yield, through this process? What is the next level? Have we broken down the long-term goal into a short-term goals for the person to have a realistic, achievable, goals? Then can we have a structured approach step by step at every level, so that we can handle the person's anxiety, handle the self-regulation, bring more confidence, bring a satisfaction, in the person, and also the making consistent in the approach. So if the training given, we need to keep in mind that the person has learned it is not enough. That person should get a periodical practice, periodical exposure where these skills are keep on getting used. Then expect outcomes in a regular general environment, and creating exposures with simulated work environment, focusing on independent working skill, and creating a sustainable model to the holistic whole approach. It has to, whatever the model is, it has to be sustainable. Last but not the least, a quote to look forward to the life and the training, that a little progress each day adds up to the big result. Instead of keeping a large and big goal in front of that, if we break it down and make small, small steps, I think that will help the child, the person to achieve and move towards the independent living. So with this, I am finishing my presentation, and thank you so much for patient listening. And I have given my phone number and details. You can reach me if you want further queries or if you want more details about it. Thank you so much.